story points. Once prioritized, the team will need to estimate the backlog. See my sections on sprint planning, release planning, and backlog grooming. And the most common unit for doing this is the story point. Story points are a unit for measuring the relative size of a user story. Story points are not a measure of time, but are proportional to time. In other words, a user story with a higher number of story points would typically take longer than one with a lower number. One popular scale, and the one I recommend for estimating story points, is the Fibonacci scale. It is named after the mathematician who was credited with spotting this numerical pattern in nature. Actually, the number sequence was observed in Indian mathematics prior to this. The pattern has been observed as the rate or pattern by which many natural things, such as branches on trees or petals on flowers, grow. They follow a number sequence as follows: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Adding the first two numbers together gives the next one. From that point on, adding any number to its predecessor gives the next number in the sequence. In short, studies have shown that these particular numbers marry well with the way we compare relative sizes, and therefore they became popular for estimating. Further to this, it is thought that as requirements become vaguer or more complex to translate into reality, it is more difficult to estimate the amount of effort involved in solving the problem. Therefore, the higher numbers in the sequence roughly double instead of following the Fibonacci sequence. Agile planning poker cards are the artifacts used to estimate user stories, and they use the numbers below: 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 40, 100, where 1 is the smallest in relative size and 100 is the largest. A 40-point story would be roughly twice the size as a 21-point story. To clear up a common point of confusion, a story point is not purely a measure of complexity. It is a measure of effort. The size of a story can increase because it is highly complex, that is, an algorithm for an airplane simulator, or just because it involves many simple pieces of work, such as 100 hours of cut and paste. What a joy! Uncertainty also inflates the estimate since it represents an unknown quantity of effort. All of these different forms of effort are represented by the story point unit, which is what makes it so powerful. In the end, the key thing is that story points are proportional to the time a story takes to complete relative to other stories in a backlog.